ahead, so it's a good thing I did. It didn't take 7 months this time. No, it only took 2 days, so it's not too long, I hope. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you are all enjoying Assassin's Creed Revelations as much as I am, since it's now officially out. Couple of things that I've seen that a couple of people are not thrilled with. There's a lot of being not thrilled with the reverse detection meter. I just have a general thought on that just before I get into crafting abilities, which was the whole point of me making this video. Just pretend for a second that the reverse detection meter came out in Brotherhood, and when Assassin's Creed Revelations came out, it had the Brotherhood detection meter style of the way things went. So you would be, at this point, really used to sneaking up and getting your kills and doing all of that. Like, you know, you would have had an entire year to perfect that playstyle. And then if Revelations came out and it had automatically, the first time you see a guy, it's an incognito kill, I'm pretty sure the forums, people would be howling at the moon, screaming about how stupid, broken OP that is. You know, just like, the second I see this guy, it's immediately incognito. Whatever happened to being stealthy? I thought this was a stealth game. I thought sneaking up to people and, you know, putting your stuff on them was awesome, and that was the whole point of it. So I have mixed feelings, because on the one hand, I really strongly feel that way, but the second point, I totally understand in games like Assassinate, how it's nearly impossible, because the second you lock onto someone, they're just going to run away. So it's nearly impossible to get an incognito kill in Assassinate. I mean, you can still put up some really nice numbers, don't get me wrong, but certainly the people who are used to putting up, you know, like 15,000, that's gonna be tough to hit. I mean, I'm sure someone will do it, but it probably won't be me, because I'll be busy playing Deathmatch and Wanted and Corruption, which is a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a great game. I enjoy it a great deal. I want to talk to you guys about crafting abilities, which you unlock at level 30. It was the whole reason I made this video. Please feel free to comment on that tangent that I just put up there about the reverse detection meter, or don't. If you're like, okay, that has nothing to do with crafting abilities whatsoever, let me fast forward like a minute and a half in so I can watch this. You unlock crafting abilities at level 30 in Revelations, and unlike in Brotherhood, for those of you who played that, you know, you unlock Disguise, let's say, at level 2, and the only way that you're able to unlock, you know, Rapid Reload Disguise is to complete a challenge of killing a certain number of morphed people who already have Disguise on them, and you do that challenge, then you unlock your Rapid Reload. Things like with Mute, for example, you had to, I think, to get Rapid Reload Mute, you had to escape a certain number of chases if you got like 50 escapes with Mute in a chase, then you unlock Rapid Reload Mute. So instead of that, which was fun, but some of the challenges just seemed sort of prohibitive. Like there were some that were just way too difficult to get. You know, I played the game way too long and still didn't unlock everything in the game as far as abilities were concerned. They decided to give us crafting abilities, which I think is a spectacular, really nice thing. So let's just dive right into it. Going into first thing, I'm just gonna show Disguise, and then I bring up my dashboard for no reason whatsoever. I have no idea why I just did that. Make sure you always bring up your dashboard the second you go into Disguise, otherwise, you know, you'll enter into Beast Mode and the game will crash or something. Oh wait, no, Beast Mode is an unlockable thing after you kill a certain number of people once you hit your first Elite, but or your first Prestige, but I've said too much. So, with Disguise, just basically, let's take a look at it. You get 2 points, you can put in any 3 of the abilities. You get either cooldown, duration, or effect visibility. I rock overall cooldowns on pretty much all of my profiles. I think most people do that. So, for example, you know, at any time that you see 60, it's already 50 in your mind. You just minus 10 for the overall cooldowns. So, just right there, let's do this. If you want to do the ultimate in a Rapid Reload Disguise and just have it every 35 seconds, because as I just said, we know it's 45, but every 35 seconds you can use Disguise. That's pretty awesome. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Especially if you're, you know, playing games like Deathmatch, you just want to be able to change all the time. That's totally great. If you want your Disguise to last longer, it used to be in Brotherhood it lasted 12 seconds, and long-lasting Disguise lasted 15. Now the default is 15, but if you want it to last 20, you're certainly welcome to do that. But for those of you who used Strong Disguise, which, if you remember when you activated the ability, it didn't make any flashing white or anything like that. It just sort of you sort of changed into the other character with a very, you know, very subtle change. You can absolutely do that. And if you want to do any combination of the 3, which is most likely what I will end up doing since I use overall cooldowns, the 55 seconds is 45. If I wanted to make it so it had a a medium strength effect visibility, so it wasn't so bad, you can certainly do that. I'm gonna try it. I haven't done it before. This is the first one that I'm buying as far as disguise is concerned. So you hit craft, it costs 80 points. And as far as the points are concerned, you see that I just spent a bunch. I'm now down to 498. When you start leveling up past level 50, you unlock points very quickly, very, very much so. So those of you who are concerned that you're running low on points right now, it gets to a point where you can not have to worry about that. Just figured I'd throw that out there. So there's disguise. That's how crafting ability works. I just want to give you guys a couple of ideas. First of all, I love that you can buy abilities or choose not to buy abilities. For example, I don't know if you guys noticed, don't buy Templar Vision, ever. Don't buy Hidden Gun ever, unless if you're that guy who buys Hidden Gun, and then you could be the guy who buys Hidden Gun, and that's totally fine. You're welcome to do that, I guess. I am most likely going to end up buying Throwing Knives. The only reason I haven't done it yet was just at the time, I was busy using my rapid reload. Excuse me, rapid reload, slightly longer duration smoke bombs, which I'll show you, and my just full-on rapid reload mute. But I will end up buying Throwing Knives eventually. Real quick, I just talked about smoke bomb. Here's my setup for smoke bomb right now. As I said, with the cooldown, with overall cooldowns, it's 45 seconds, and then it has the duration of 3.5 as opposed to 3, which is the default. And that is just enough time if you time your abilities properly, since you can now throw down your smoke bomb while you're in the middle of a stun animation or a kill animation. I don't know if you guys knew that, but try it. It works, and it's awesome. You can now get the wonderful, spectacular triple stun that everyone's really has wanted everyone wanted in wanted mode. Everyone wants in deathmatch. You can do it. Mute the first guy. The second you finish muting, throw down your smoke bomb. You punch him in the face, and you can just turn around, hit the next guy. You can get a triple stun. You can do it in team games. It's a blast when you can do that. For those of you, if you want to have it every 45 seconds, you're certainly welcome to do that. For those of you who loved strong smoke bomb because you know that I don't have the range, and you just want to outrange the hell out of me, you can do that, and I will be helpless against you if you want to offensive smoke with 3.8 meter range. That's just going to be trouble. I may have to adapt my abilities just to, if everyone sees this video, or 5 people see this video, and they decide, well, next time I play against Malex, I'm just going range on smoke bombs, and he's going to be fucked. That's the first time I've ever cursed in one of my YouTube videos ever. So there you go. You heard it. It happened. I don't think I'm going to bleep it because I'm too lazy to do the editing. So I would be in a bunch of trouble if you decided you wanted to do that to me. So feel free, because you absolutely have the ability. Charge and mute, I have the exact same feeling, since they are pretty identical to when you were playing in Brotherhood. I just overall cooldowns and boost cooldowns, everything about cooldowns for those two abilities, being able to use it every 65 seconds. Is just really the way to go. I mean, for mute, the people who aren't necessarily familiar with the range, first time you unlock the ability, boost the range up to 7. It's totally worth doing just to get the feel for it and how it works. If you want to make the duration a little longer, so you can get the idea of how you hit it and then run up to the guy quickly enough, you're welcome to do that. But once you actually really get to using the ability, has to be on overall cooldowns, just totally that way. You can every 65 seconds punch people in the face as much as possible. In conjunction with smoke, that's every 45 seconds. You can have a pretty solid defensive game. If you're the person who likes charge is great on defense, charge is great on offense. Overall cooldowns, again, you generally have a good idea of what blend group they're in. Just go into their blend group and charge into it, because that's pretty much the way to go. If you're on defense, you hear the whispers, you see the one guy who's wobbling a little too much left and right, not looking like an NPC enough, guaranteed 200-point stun. So that's a reasonable thing. Absolutely go with charge. Bodyguard is an ability that I love. A lot of fun. I understand why you don't get the 200 points for the stun when your bodyguard does it, but I really like it for the lures, because you are getting a bunch of lures out of using bodyguard, especially in deathmatch mode. I'm using it on overall cooldowns, just flat out every 30 seconds for that ability is great. With that said, though, I want to play with it. I absolutely do. There's no denying that a lot of fun could be had with putting up the range, and then you can beat up people. That's a pretty significant range advantage. Another 4 meters on it. yeah, it's pretty nice. Being able to get really long lures would be satisfying as well, especially in a game like Deathmatch. So it's worth checking out. The one that I did want to talk about was Morph. Morph I haven't changed yet. This is the default of 60 seconds for duplicates. The range of 3.2 meters. That range is good enough to grab any blend group that you're in. If you're hiding in one, it will hit everyone as long as you're in the middle of it. So that is a solid range to know. I would not mess with range at all. I'd put a point in cooldown and a point in duplicates myself. You're putting 6 people, because it's 5 including yourself, so 6 people around you. If you want to hide in the hay bale next to it, it's a pretty good looking group. If you could do that, and being able to use it every 45 seconds, or with overall, or 55. I hope people understand that when I subtract 10, I've explained that like 9 times, so I'm gonna stop. Yeah, that's how I would roll with those. As far as, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, I have not used teleport yet, but for those of you who haven't unlocked it and just want to check out the thing, you can make the range all the way up to 45 meters. Activation time can go down to 1.8 seconds, which is pretty solid. No complaints whatsoever. Especially if you are in a chase and you want to run around a corner and try and activate it. Probably not the best idea to do it that way. I'd recommend doing it before the chase starts. But with that said, I haven't used the damn ability yet, so what am I saying? Recommendations. Why doesn't someone use it and be like, Alex, you have no idea what you're talking about. Here's how it goes. I'd be welcome to learn. Closure is another ability that you can do every just ridiculously quickly if you so choose. But I want to talk about tripwire bombs specifically, among all the other ones that I want to talk about specifically, because I think I just mentioned majority of them, just one after the other. With tripwire bombs, most important thing would be activation time. I would put a point in activation time for sure. I'm not necessarily, I understand a lot of people may want to rock cooldowns on this, but I've started to, if you play the game enough, there's a little bit of a, if you figure out where someone is standing in the tripwire bomb, as far as the range is concerned, you can get in there and get the murder right before the tripwire bomb explodes if you approach it from the right angle, essentially. So that may be worth putting a point in range. But for those of you who were wondering, like I know Shenmue would post a video where he was talking about if you could unlock the ability to do activation time, fast acting. You can, 3.5 seconds, it would be significantly quicker. Just in game, you would feel the difference. That time, that is one where you could run around a corner and get away with something if you did it properly. Especially if you had a blender as one of your other perks. So they had to take a couple of seconds to figure out who you were, and if you throw it in the right area, it could definitely work. That is just in general overview of me discussing. Decoy, because I didn't say that. Behavior, discreet, disguised. I haven't used it, so that's great. That I just like decoy. I'm totally done, and bah. So that's how that rolls. I would imagine if just normal, as we all know with decoy, it's just run full sprint as hard as they can. I imagine if you're discreet, maybe not running so much, or excuse me, maybe doing a slow run. And I imagine disguised might look a little bit more appropriate. But if that's the case, the only reason I'm not using decoy is because I'm way too busy using bodyguard. I'm just throwing that out there. I believe I've in general covered majority of these. Poison. How can I forget poison? The cooldown, or the delay on poison is 6.5 seconds, which is what it was when you had slow acting poison. And if you're used to slow acting poison from Brotherhood, slow acting poison, 300 points, 90-second cooldown, exactly what you were used to when you were playing the game. Just beware the stun range, because you're gonna get hit in the face a bunch when you try and poison people from head on. It sucks. It requires offensive smoke, focus poisons, which I like, but I feel dirty about every time I do it, and it's rough. So I just figured I'd throw that out there. Thank you all for checking out this video. Please feel free to comment. I'm also putting this up on the Assassin's Creed multiplayer forums, so there are going to be a bunch of comments there. Hopefully people post their own ideas for abilities. The thought is, as this game evolves, people continue to play. Hopefully the ideas behind crafting abilities will continue to evolve. It'll be a blast. I look forward to it a bunch. I'll talk to all of you and see all of you online when that happens. Look forward to playing this game a bunch with all of you. Thanks for listening to my commentary.